In this video, we're going to do a complete walkthrough of the rules for positive and negative numbers. If you have taken middle school or high school math, you know how frustrating it is to do all the algebra steps right, only to get the final answer wrong because of one simple sign mistake. Mixing up integer rules is one of the single most common reasons students lose points on tests and quizzes. Today, we're going to organize all four core operations multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction into clear, unbreakable rules so you never lose points to a sign error again. Let's start with multiplication and division, because these rules are the easiest to memorize. Rule number 1. If the signs are the same, the result is always positive. A positive times a positive is positive. Positive 2 times positive 8 equals positive 16. A negative times a negative is also positive. Negative 2 times negative 8 equals positive 16. The same goes for division. Negative 16 divided by negative 4 equals positive 4. Rule number 2. If the signs are different, the result is always negative. A positive times a negative gives a negative. Positive 2 times negative 8 equals negative 16. And a negative divided by a positive gives a negative. Negative 16 divided by positive 4 equals negative 4. That's all there is to multiplication and division. Now let's move to addition, which is where many students start confusing the rules. When adding numbers with the same sign, simply add their values together and keep that same sign. Positive 8 plus positive 2 is positive 10. Negative 8 plus negative 2 is negative 10. Easy enough. Now, what happens when adding numbers with opposite signs? Here's the two-step trick. First, temporarily ignore the signs and subtract the smaller value from the larger value. Second, attach the sign of the larger number, the number with the larger absolute value, to your answer. For negative 8 plus positive 2, subtract 8 minus 2 equals 6. Since 8 is larger than 2 and 8 was negative, the final answer is negative 6. For positive 8 plus negative 2, subtract 8 minus 2 equals 6. Since 8 is positive, the answer is positive 6. Here's a secret about subtraction. You never actually have to subtract signed numbers directly. Every subtraction problem can be turned into an addition problem by using the rule, add the opposite, sometimes called keep change change. Let's look at 7 minus 10. Keep the 7, change subtraction to addition, and change the positive 10 to negative 10. Now we have 7 plus negative 10. Using our addition rule for opposite signs, 10 minus 7 equals 3. Since 10 is the larger magnitude and carries a negative sign, our answer is negative 3. Now let's look at 3 minus negative 6. Subtracting a negative is the same thing as taking the opposite of a negative, which turns into a positive. So 3 minus negative 6 becomes 3 plus 6 equals 9. Two negatives touching directly always merge into a positive. So now let's test ourselves with a quick mixed practice drill to reinforce these concepts. Negative 5 times negative 4. Multiplication with the same signs gives a positive 20. Negative 5 plus negative 4. Addition with same signs means add values and keep the sign. Negative 9. Negative 20 divided by positive 5. Division with opposite signs gives a negative. Negative 4. Negative 5 minus negative 4. Turn subtraction into addition. Negative 5 plus positive 4. Opposite signs addition. 5 minus 4 equals 1. And 5 is larger, so we get negative 1. Notice how changing just one operational symbol completely alters the method you use. So just to wrap up, keep these core rules pinned in your math notes. For multiplication and division, same signs are positive. Different signs are negative. For addition, same signs add and keep. Different signs subtract and take the sign of the larger number. For subtraction, change it to adding the opposite. Memorize these simple rules, practice them consistently, and you will never get tripped up by positive and negative signs again. Thanks for watching, and keep up the great work.